Hello, I wanted to talk a little today about why we are seeing so many products out of stock. I know it is a huge frustration for sales reps and for customers, and although I may not be able to do a whole lot about it, I think understanding a little more of why that's happening and what we're doing about it may help and go a long way. So I've kind of put some kind of bullet points up here on what I want to talk about. So, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that we're not the only ones that are out of stock of things. Like the auto industry, huge chip shortage is making new vehicles almost non-existent, and it's making the used vehicle just go up in price like crazy. Anyway, those are just some of the other things that you may have seen. But as far as what we're doing, this has been a supply shock of a caliber that is unknown in modern times. Like, we have never experienced anything like this before. So it's, causing problems, like quarantines. I know those were super exciting last year, right? Travel bans, factory closures, supply chain has been devastated. I mean, the containers and raw material shortages have basically become the new normal, unfortunately. And with the Delta variant kind of going way back up, we really thought it would be September that we saw some easing of these pressures, but it just has not happened, and I really have no idea when it's going to stop. But anyway, so the majority of restaurant closures that we've seen, which has been around 26,000, in fact it was 26,160, 60% of those are permanent. So the hospitality industry has really been hit, one of the hardest industries that we've had. Shopping and retail, 26,119, 48% of those closures are permanent. Beauty and spas, 13,609, 36% of those closures are permanent. So we have seen just a huge amount of businesses that are just gone. It kind of seems like the little guys that were maybe not struggling but not doing amazing, they shut their doors and they're not coming back. So that has really done a huge change with some of what's happening with the manufacturers. At the beginning, they had people that were refusing all of their product, and you probably heard about like dairy farmers watering their fields with milk because there was just nowhere to take them. Beef producers, pork producers, they couldn't find anyone to slaughter because a lot of the factories have been closed down. So this is kind of a little more of the beginning of the pandemic, but we're still having huge problems with the supply chain. So next we have labor shortages. We're experiencing that here in Alison's Pantry. We've had a lot of help wanted ads just to try and get some more people to help. It's been very difficult. We've had to raise wages a lot. So it's estimated that 4.6 million workers are out of the labor force at any given time because of COVID, and then 8.4 million nationally. For the economy, we're still down. So over 80% of manufacturers have either had or have planned a price increase for 2021. And I'm sure that everyone is noticing that, not only with Alison's Pantry, but with everything else. Inflation's really kind of been rough, and food has been hit one of the hardest. Let's see. So this is really what's difficult for us, is our inbound service levels have fallen. Generally, at any given time, we would have between 95 and 98% of our products are in stock, good to go. But now we're down to around 80 to 75% at any given time. This is just averages. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. This is just kind of average. So we're 80 to 75% in stock. So that's pretty rough, and I'm sure you've noticed. But it's kind of due to trucking shortages, rising costs of fuel, labor shortages, raw material shortages, a whole bunch of things are coming together to really cause problems. And that's why we've found out our supply chain is really fragile. So like a perfect example of like raw material shortages, raspberry, there's been a severe crop shortage. Part of that is due to the fires in California, which are still going. I mean, if you're in Utah, you're still seeing the smoke all the way from California. Here in Utah, it's been pretty rough. Um, Destroyed a lot of the product with the smoke. We have problems with blueberries, glass shortages. Our manufacturers telling us that, yeah, we got the product, we just don't have any bottles, things like that. Uh, a really great example is Old Trapper, the beef jerky, which we all love. They say they're running 3 shifts, except they are down over 300 employees still from when they had to shut their doors and lay off a bunch of people. They're still down 300 people, and so that's why they're shorting us between like 50% and I would say 100%, because there are sometimes they don't even ship anything, but 60 to 80% of our orders are just getting shorted simply because they don't have enough people to make the product throughout every week. So I do want to say that some reps have kind of mistakenly associated a lot of our out of stock items that this is due to an increase in sales reps and or customers. And I get it. I can understand how your thought process works there, but I can promise that it is due to this right here. Going from 95 to 98% of when we order something, 95, 98% of it comes in, down to 80 to 75%. Just when we get shorted the entire order, it's not because other people are buying it before you, it's just that we don't get any, or what we do get is very, very little, and it wouldn't matter how many sales reps we had. So I just kind of wanted to explain that a little bit and just kind of remind, even though we're out of several items, we ask for your continued patience and support. But we do have over $600,000 of product in stock, and we're going to get through this together. So thank you so much, and hope it gets better. Thank you.